Good Day Chicago at 7 starts now.
CEOs of social media companies were grilled on Capitol Hill as they are pushed to take action to protect kids, most of whom all use social media.
They sure do. And the head attorney, Levin, explains why taking legal action against social media companies is so difficult.
All of these supposed billions of dollars they have spent on safety, baloney. They're not getting it done.
Well, it's the one thing that both Republicans and Democrats actually agree on right now. More needs to be done to protect kids on social media. The lawmakers grilling CEOs this week, pushing them to take action. And joining me this morning is attorney Steve Levin with Levin and Perconti. And Steve, you've been working on ways to hold social media companies legally accountable. So what does that look like right now?
Well, the major impediment to holding social media companies accountable is a law that Congress passed called Section 230 that gives social media companies immunity from lawsuits under the fiction that the content that is posted there is not their content, but is that other people's content, and they're not going to be held responsible. That needs to change.
And what needs to happen so that changes, Steve? How can we help that change?
The immunity that social media have for lawsuits when their conduct hurts or kills children needs to be removed and eliminated. They are a huge business. They are responsible for what goes on their sites, whether or not they're posting it or someone else is posting it. And if they have not acted reasonably to prevent things on their site that are going to harm other people, they should be held accountable. And if they can't do it, they should be held accountable. It's no different than any other defective product. Trial lawyers, by filing lawsuits, got rid of tobacco. They got rid of opiates. They got rid of dangerous medical devices. So when a company is making billions of dollars with a product that is unsafe, that is harming our children, they need to be legally accountable. They need to be able to be sued. That will change their behavior.
You know, and if parents or any of us could just get a hold of these companies, you know, it's so impossible to reach anyone. Anytime you send a message to the higher-ups at Facebook or just somebody who's supposed to respond, you never hear back. And so, you know, if we just had some type of communication, open communication with them to say, hey, can you check out this account because this kid has been bullying my son and I feel like the content needs to be removed.
That would be true in an ideal world, but when you think of billions of users posting billions of words of content, it's going to be very hard to deal with that on a case-by-case basis. What social media companies hear are lawsuits. What social media companies hear is when jurors view their conduct and say, you haven't done what you need to do to protect children. You have a product that is dangerous, that's harming people. So you need to respond in damages. And unfortunately, the hammer will work better than a polite effort of trying to communicate with them, because you're right. It is impossible for an individual to communicate with them. Period.
Okay, so last question for you. We saw all these families, even a local family on Capitol Hill, holding up photos of their children who they believe were taken because of social media. Many committed suicide. What is next for those families? Do you see a class action lawsuit in the works?
There are class action lawsuits pending. There are class action lawsuits being investigated. And the court system, as you know, works slowly, but it is working to an end that will eventually hold these companies accountable. You can see the frustration in Congress, where they're now turning it over to trial lawyers. That's what Lindsey Graham said. That's what Josh Haley said. Government may not really have the ability to regulate social media. What will regulate social media is jurors. The jury is the conscience of the community, and they will view their conduct and they will determine whether they've caused harm. And if they have caused harm, they'll be held accountable in a jury system.
Yes. Well,
Congress
Steve,
is always, if they function at all, and we all know the problems there, are always 2, 3, 10 steps behind.
yeah, we're going to have to leave it there. Steve, thank you so much for your insight on this issue, and I sure hope something happens. I have a 3-year-old daughter, and I'm worried sick for her future because of this. Thank you.
I feel your pain. Thank you for having us.